They say wisdom is knowing what not to do. Yet, when it comes to relationships, especially with women, mistakes are all too common. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of resilience and self-control, offers timeless guidance. This discussion identifies 7 behaviors a man must avoid when interacting with a woman, drawing on Stoic principles. A woman is drawn to and respects a man who clearly embodies these essential traits. A man who stands by his values. A Stoic lives by his principles. The moment you abandon them to please someone else, you lose a piece of yourself. Marcus Aurelius said it best. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. A woman deeply respects a man who knows who he is and isn't afraid to stand by his principles. He is confident in his beliefs and doesn't compromise them for temporary approval. This kind of man inspires trust because she knows that he is authentic, unwavering, and won't bend to outside pressure. His actions speak of integrity, and that integrity forms the bedrock of their relationship. A man who doesn't seek constant approval. Seeking approval is a subtle trap that leads to insecurity. You find yourself waiting, eyes glued to your phone, watching the minutes tick by. Seneca's words echo, "He who is brave is free." But there you sit, your freedom trapped in an unanswered message. Thoughts flood your mind. Why hasn't she replied? Did I say something wrong? Your heart races, frustration edges in. A man who finds his worth within himself and doesn't rely on external validation is magnetic. Then, in the stillness, you hear it, a steadier voice within you saying, "I am enough." You exhale slowly, set the phone down, and let the silence transform from a tormentor to a companion. You do whatever it takes not to be approved, but to find your worth. Women are naturally drawn to a man who is comfortable in his own skin, one who doesn't constantly look to her or others for reassurance. This kind of man bleeds quiet confidence, creating a safe space for mutual respect and admiration. A woman admires a man who walks his path with conviction, understanding that his value is not defined by others' opinions. A man who maintains emotional control. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters, Epictetus taught. A man who can control his emotions has a strong and calming presence. This quality builds trust and reliability. When he feels anger or frustration, he stays calm, whether things are peaceful or chaotic. Many women feel safe and comfortable with such a man because he handles problems with grace and clear thinking. Take Carlos's story, a man who often found himself overwhelmed by his emotions, especially during disagreements with his partner. These heated arguments frequently left him feeling regretful and guilty afterward. One day, as anger rushed during a disagreement, a moment of clarity struck him. He recalled the principles of Stoicism and decided to take a different approach. "I need a moment," he said, pausing to take a deep breath. This simple act transformed the confrontation into a more respectful conversation. He took time to think before he spoke, showing maturity beyond just words. This behavior gives women a sense of security and respect, proving that he values their relationship enough to control his reactions and avoid yelling or outbursts. His emotional intelligence strengthens their connection and promotes a shared atmosphere of understanding and respect. A man who listens to her. Listening isn't just a skill, it's an act of connection. Marcus Aurelius noted, "Most of what we say and do is not essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility." Women are drawn to a man who truly listens, not just to respond, but to understand. When a man leans in, gives his full attention, and makes her feel heard, it tells her that she matters. This active listening fosters trust and emotional intimacy. Imagine this for a moment. She begins to share with you a story, her eyes filled with emotion, searching for understanding. You lean in, fighting the urge to jump in with your own thoughts. Everything around you feels still, like time is taking a deep breath. The silence feels heavy and awkward, and she glances at you, wondering if you're truly paying attention. Your calm gaze shows her you are present, gives her the reassurance she needs. and as you focus, her voice becomes steadier. The stress she didn't even know she had starts to fade. A soft smile spreads across her face, and she lets out a sigh of relief. "Thanks for letting me get this off my chest," she says, her words filled with gratitude. In that moment, the air between you shifts, and the bond deepens, silent but real. It's then that you realize, sometimes the most powerful connection is in the silence that holds everything you can't say. A man who doesn't assume, but asks. Assumptions are quick, but they build walls, not bridges. Epictetus has a great point. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. A friend of mine shared, "I would assume she was mad at me when she was just stressed from work. It caused so many unnecessary fights." Afraid he was facing the end of his marriage, one evening when he saw the tension in her face, he chose a different path. "Is something bothering you?" "I want to understand," he asked. She looked at him, surprised but relieved. The air between them shifted from tension to understanding. Asking brings clarity, and clarity builds trust. A man who sees her strengths. One of the greatest lessons Stoicism offers is recognizing the power of acknowledgement and appreciation. We often focus on what's missing, what could be better, or what needs fixing in the people we love. It's as if every shared moment becomes a subtle evaluation, something to judge or improve. By choosing to appreciate and acknowledge the good, rather than focusing on critique, you strengthen your connection with the woman in your life. It's not just about praise, it's about recognizing her efforts, even when things aren't perfect. Shift from critique to support, and you'll see trust grow, misunderstandings ease, and your relationship becomes stronger. This small change shows her she's valued and creates a space where love and trust thrive. A man who respects her autonomy. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life." In relationships, this means understanding where your influence ends and trust begins. A man who respects a woman's autonomy supports her choices without trying to control them. When she faces important decisions, the instinct to guide her can be strong, but acting on it risks shifting from partnership to subtle control. Instead, focus on what you can control, your response and support. Saying, "Whatever you choose, I'm here for you," shows trust and values her independence. Sharing thoughts without expecting control builds deeper trust and connection. A relationship with a man who lives by these values becomes a place of growth, joy, and unbreakable trust. A man who respects his own boundaries, understands his strengths, and is comfortable with his role in a partnership fosters a space where both partners can thrive. If you found value in this video, consider supporting the channel. Like and subscribe. It helps us continue creating content that connects ancient wisdom with today's challenges. Thank you for watching.